Well, welcome to In the Circle. It's brought to you by Rawlings. Rawlings is the official softball of the Missouri Valley Conference and the NCAA championships. Rawlings, the mark of a pro. And today we are joined by Lynn Curylo, who is the head coach at UIC and one of the newest teams into the Missouri Valley Conference. And you're just fresh off of a West Coast trip. Weekend before you were in Atlanta. This weekend you're going to Florida. Talk a little bit about what determines how you choose tournaments to go to in the non-conference season.
It's all based off of the fact that we want to get prepared for conference play. And so traditionally, I like to play the strongest schedule possible leading up to March. And I think we definitely have accomplished that this season.
Well, that's going to be my next question, because you look a little further down the schedule, and that last tournament before heading into conference play is a little tournament down in Oklahoma where you get, 16th ranked Kentucky, which could change up or down by the time you get there, or may stay the same. And then you get number one Oklahoma. So talk a little bit about that decision. I obviously getting prepared for the Valley season, but what do you hope to get out of that tournament?
Experience for our players. We have a lot of new players on the field right now, and you can't speed it up. So the opportunity to play some of the top teams in the country early on to prepare us not only for conference play, but March, April, and May. I think that it's so important. It's so necessary. We can describe it as much as we want, what the feeling is like to play in front of a sold out crowd, but until the players actually get on the field and experience it themselves, it's unlike any other thing that I can describe to them. I noticed it a couple years ago when we made it to regionals and we were at Mizzou, and it was just after COVID. And at that point, they weren't allowing fans at games. It was maybe a few of home games. You could have some people, but then we got to Missouri and it was a sold out crowd. And so it was the first experience for my freshmen and my sophomores because of COVID to actually experience what that energy is like. And so I'm trying to kind of get that out of the way now. So that, that they see what it's like to be on a big stage like that. And all of those teams, I mean, even us going to Tampa this weekend, we're playing, Clemson twice, Tennessee. I mean, those are two teams that could end up in the top 10 after this week's poll as well.
So as you are kind of building towards the conference season, what have you seen out of your team so far in these first couple of weekends?
Well, we've got some cleaning up to do defensively. We're kind of struggling a little bit on making some routine plays, but I think what I'm liking about it is they're staying hungry with it. They're not getting defeated. They're coming off the field. They're learning from each play, each moment, and that's probably the primary focus right now is what are they taking from each experience, each play, each game. We're trying not to get too caught up in the record right now. It's just a matter of like focusing on what are we learning each play. And then I'm hoping as we continue to get more and more experience and we play more and more games, they'll get comfortable, settle in, and, we'll be better.
Yeah. And talking a little bit about, I mentioned that you guys are one of the new teams to the league and made that move over from the Horizon League. So what, if any, experience have you had being in that league prior moving over to the Missouri Valley? How's that transition gone so far, and what knowledge do you have of the Valley softball teams?
There's a lot of really strong programs within the Missouri Valley. I mean, I think the conference overall at the end of last year, RPI wise was in the top 12. So it's a strong conference. I think that there's a lot of parity throughout the league. I think not just only, within teams that have traditionally been in the Missouri Valley, but we have some teams coming in with Murray State and Belmont that are also really strong. So I would say overall tough, winning tradition, and I think we're going to be challenged day in and day out.
So you played at UIC, had the opportunity to go to the College World Series back in 94, just a few years
ago. Yeah.
Not quite a million, but just a few years ago. So what's it like to come back and coach at your alma mater?
It's been awesome. Not only just for me as a coach and to experience, the the expectations that go along with coaching at UIC, but just being an alumna and reconnecting with some of my teammates and some of the players that, wore the uniform and how much they're committed to, to the program and continuing to help support us and make us great. It's been awesome. It's been awesome to be back in Chicago.
We talked a little bit about your defense, how you need to shore things up. Looks like you have a veteran pitching staff. So tell us a little bit about your pitching staff, what we're going to see from them as the season wears on. It looks like all of them got some innings over the last couple of weekends. So what are we going to see out of the circle?
Out of the circle, I think you're going to see a lot of ground balls, or, we have a lot of pitchers that stay down in the zone. I think, we have one that's coming back from injury. So she's kind of getting a feel for her games right now in actual games. I think that they're tough competitors. I think once they settle in, they're going to give our defense an opportunity to make plays. And I don't know, I think the sky's the limit for them.
Do you have one in your mind that might be your go-to, might be your ace of the staff, or is it going to be by committee, or is that just going to work its way out over the course of this non-conference?
I think it's going to work its way out. Right now they are competing head to head. I think that we're right now going to stick with pitch by committee. And then as we get closer and closer to March, we'll see who comes out in front.
So one thing that I saw on your bio on your website was that your program last year was the department's Mission Driven Service Award winner. And so you participated in quite a few service projects. So talk about how important that is for your team and maybe some of the organizations that you worked with.
We talk about being the best on the field, in the classroom, and also in the community. That's our mantra. And, a lot of the community service that takes place within the program, it's not me, it's the players. The players are the ones that want to get involved and they want to be able to help others and give back. And so, we have an individual who joined our team about a year and a half ago through Team Impact. We've had her on the roster and she's come to practices and she has her own locker, and we've participated with Verse Cancer, and we're going to have a Verse Cancer game again this year. And again, a lot of the community service is driven by my student athletes. The players, they tell me what they need, and I do my best to support them and follow their lead.
Yeah, that's very impressive. I mean, it sounded like you did quite a few different projects, and so nice work by you guys and a way to support the community. So I guess one last question, one other thing that I read is that you're a Cubs fan, lifelong Cubs fan, as am I, and I'm sure a lot of the people in the Valley aren't real happy about that because, they're St. Louis fans. So I guess the big question is this year, that's what we always say, this is the year that they're going to go back to the World Series. And hey, what about some of the offseason moves that they made?
Oh, I love the offseason moves. I watched, a lot of our players were surprised that we have the Cubs convention, and I'm watching it on TV at home, just getting an opportunity to see who these guys are and what they're bringing to the table. And I'm really fired up. We've got some really, really good star quality players, and I think, yeah, of course, every year is a year, right? Every year is going to be the year, and yeah, they will make it back and win it. That's the goal.
There you go. That's a true blue Cub fan, as am I. So I feel the same way. So looking forward to meeting you in person and looking forward to seeing you somewhere during the Valley trek through the conference play and definitely at the conference tournament. So good luck to you guys and good luck when you go to Oklahoma.